Hi everybody. I have the second card in my March 2022 online card class, and this is the card that we're going to be making. Before we get started though, I want to show you the dies. Um, I had a little bit of trouble putting them together, so I'm going to show you here, and then I'm going to show you again when we put the card together. But I just want to show you this real quick, and I'll send you a copy of this document that I had. I just laid everything out and took a picture of it so that I can know how the dies go. So this is the little bud, the first one. So you use this die, and these are the cutouts. So you just fold them on the score lines and score them over. Someone said that they trimmed theirs a little bit because they didn't like it showing when they used the designer series paper. They didn't like how, the colors didn't match. So, it's up to you, whatever you want to do, however it, makes you happy, however they look good to you. So you can bring this up. Just want to make sure. I think if you just bring this over a little bit more, and all you have to do is you just want to put just a dot of glue in here just to hold it down. With this glue, it doesn't take a whole lot. So just pop it in there. And I want to pull it up because I want to see that. And then you can fiddle with it, if you want it to be, I don't know. It doesn't look like a bud to me really, but I guess it's supposed to be. I guess maybe it'll look better in regular cardstock. This one doesn't look too bad, but it still leaves like a little gap there. You want to put a little more glue on it. I like the flowers when they're open. Maybe that's my problem. But just, add some glue to it and just fiddle around with it until you get it the way you like it. I'm going to have to play with this one some more because I don't like how it just shows down at the bottom like that. Maybe if you put it this way. I don't know. That one's a strange one to me. But, like I said, I'll play with it and I'll come back to that one. These other ones, these look good. I love this one, And you use 3 of the dies. So these 3 right here. And then here are your cutouts. And you just fold it. And this one is just one fold. So it just folds over like that. And then you take your inside pieces, and I suggest dry fitting them before you put them together, just so you know what they look like. And also, another thing I like to do is to get a color that coordinates with your designer series paper, and this is the Mango Melody, and then just a little sponge dauber, and then just come in and add some color to the edges. It just makes it pop. So I'm going to add a little more to this one. Add a little to that. And then again, see where you want these to be. That's pretty, right? So then just open it back up and add some glue. If you keep your fingers on it, you can do it. You can add some glue under this one, and then add some glue under this one. Like I said, it doesn't take a whole lot to hold these, because this is designer series paper and it's a little bit thinner. So then just figure out where you want that to be. If you want it to be closer or you want it to be more open, it's entirely up to you, however you see the flower. Pretty. I like that one. So this one, and those colors, they're from the same, the flowering tulip paper, so they go really well together, don't they? I like those colors. So then the last one, and I don't know why Stampin' Up! Did this. I don't know why they didn't make another die so that you had 2 of these, because that's what you need when you cut them. But what do I know? So you will have to cut an extra one when you do this if you do these two flowers together. So you need these 3 dies, and then you just fold these. This one looks strange to me. So then you just want to put them together like this, and then go ahead and add your color to these. I love my sponge daubers. Just a little bit more. I like it to be a little bit darker so it'll pop. So then just come back in, see where you want these to be. Just, you can pull them up a little bit if you want to. And then just put that in here like this. Down just a little bit. So then just open it back up, and then just put some glue behind to hold it down. Put some glue under this one. And then just put some glue. I want to make sure when it folds over where the glue is going to hit. So don't put it all the way down at the bottom. Isn't that pretty? Like I said, play around with the placement of it. It's however you want these flowers to be. And if you want to give them some dimension, curl them, you know, whatever, add some more color to it if you like. But this is the last one, and those are the 3 pieces. And I just think they're so pretty. But I wanted to show you before I was doing the video, because sometimes when you're doing a video, you can't catch everything. And like I said, I'm going to play with this one because this one I think is kind of strange. I mean, maybe if you bring it over some more, that might make it. I don't know. That one's not my favorite, I gotta say. But I'll have to play with it, and then I'm sure it will be. But this is the stamp set. It's the Flowering Tulips. And this is from, of course, the circles. And that's what I did my vellum piece with, is one of the circles. And then I can't wait to make a card with this one. Isn't that pretty? But this is such a pretty set. So let's get this stuff. Whoops. Sorry, I forgot to put my dies away. It's a good way to lose your dies if you don't keep them together and on your magnet sheet. They have a way of getting away and falling in a trash can or in the floor, and then you forget about them. I found them in my paper packs. It's just crazy where they end up. So I'm going to put these in here. And like I said, I'll send you a copy of this so you can have it for yourself. So if you get this die and stamp, you get the bundle, the Flowering Tulips, then you'll know how to put them together. So I'm going to need this in a little bit, so I'm going to leave it over here. And then this is the ribbon that I used. It is so pretty. It is, what is it called? Evening Evergreen. It's such a pretty color, and it goes so well with that, just I think because of the paper. Love it. So that's in the mini catalog as well. And then you're going to need a bone folder, and it wouldn't hurt to have your pick tool. I always have that handy. Then I used the Mango Melody. Love this paper. It is just so bright and cheerful, and it goes so well with the paper. And this is the Flowering Tulips paper. So let me put that to the side. Get this over here where you can see it, and pull out all our pieces. So there are a lot of pieces, and I suggest just, getting them out, putting them together. I might as well put the tulips together first. And then all of these, you should have 8 half-inch strips. And I cut these at 4.5 because the cardstock is 4 1/4, and I want you to have plenty of wiggle room with your paper. There's nothing worse than it coming up short when you put it down. It just drives me crazy. So I do suggest that you dry fit it first and go ahead and crease your paper really well so it folds flat. Bone folder is wonderful for that. So just lay them out. Oops. That's just one piece. Okay. I love this one. This one's my favorite. Love that. Checkerboard is just one of my favorite patterns. Checkerboard and polka dots. So let's put this on here. Another checkerboard. Put this up here so make sure that I am in the frame. So I think the hardest part about this is getting your spacing right to make sense to you. So let's see here. Okay, let's bring this up. Bring this one up. This one. Some sticky tack would come in handy for your fingers, you know, if you're ever doing office work and you have to do a lot of copies, you have that sticky tack for your fingers. I think that'd be good for this one. So if you want to, until you get your placement right, you can take a glue dot and do your first one. Just take a glue dot and put it on the end. Oops, it doesn't want to come off today. Alright, let's try another one. There we go. So then just this way you can make sure that you have the placement if you're picky, you know, and some of us tend to be picky. We want it to be perfect. People that get it, you know, I'm sure they wouldn't be like that, but we are who we are. So let's do the third one. And if you bring it off a little bit on the back side, you know, that might help you too, because you're going to have to cut the paper to be flush with your cardstock. So if it is easier for you to leave a little bit hanging off of both sides and then just trim them both, you know, you can do that. Or if you just want to wing it and just go for it, you know, it's entirely up to you. Let's get another one. Glue dots and dimensionals are some of my favorite tools. Let's get another one. I think this paper is just so pretty. It's one of my favorites. I think probably because it's spring and it just is time for the tulips. Oops, that one came off. I think springtime flowers are my favorite. Okay, let's put this one on here. So if you need to adjust it, you know, go ahead and adjust it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start. But this gives you an idea of how to start laying down your strips. So leave a little bit at the bottom. Just bring that down. This way you can adjust it on the fly. Try not to bring your glue all the way to the end so that, you know, you're not left with a mess on the end when you try to run it through your paper trimmer. Just leave like a quarter of an inch on the end. And if you need to go back and get a little bit on the end, you can. I love this paper. I think I love all Stampin' Up! Paper. That one's pretty much in the right spot, so we're just going to leave that there. From there, glue on it. So I think this is the fiddly part of it, but it is just, I think it's worth the effort just because it's so pretty. Put that up there. I hope this part doesn't make you crazy. I thought it was fun. So add that last piece there. And I think it's good. There we go. Like it. So then you would just come back in. You could do this with your scissors or your paper trimmer and just trim it up. I'm going to trim these little pieces off. I'm just going to take enough off, and then I can, if I need to, I can always come back in with my paper trimmer and trim it up some more. So let's get these out of the way. Okay, so then the next part is you just want to put some glue on here, and I just try to figure out where my tulips are going to be in relation with the paper. So I just try to give it like 3 dots. It doesn't take a whole lot to hold this down, and it does dry clear, so it doesn't take a whole lot to hold it down. We're going to put this to the side, and then we're going to bring in the tulips, and we're going to put them together again. I had to get some glue on my fingers. So let me put some ink on my sponge dauber. So we get ready. I want to add some color to these pieces. And if you find that it's not dark enough for you, go up into the next color, like Mango Melody. If you did orange, it would be really pretty on it. And even a little bit of red would probably be pretty because it would tie in with your designer series paper. But just add some to the edges, because most of it, you know, you're not going to see, but it will make it pop against that. And I think I will just do that. Okay, so let's fold these in, and then if you want to, I even like to add a little bit to this. So then let's put our pieces together. Dry fit these, bring this in, bring this piece in, see where you like them to be. So I think that's pretty. So then open it back up, get your glue, put a little dot of glue underneath. You could even use glue dots on this if you wanted. Since my glue's not, there we go. I just don't want a big bunch of it to smush out the end. I don't like when I get glue all over everything and then try to, you know, you want to send it to somebody and it's sticky. So let's put that in and then put a little glue maybe up around there because you don't want it to come off the edges. So just bring that in. Isn't that pretty? Love this card. Might need to hold that one a minute or give it a little more glue because that's quite a bit of bulk with cardstock. The designer series paper is not as hard to hold together, you know, because it's thinner, but this, it has more bulk to it. And like I said, if you want to add some dimension to it, just pop it up a little bit. It's really pretty. So, no, it's still not wanting to hold down. We'll need to give you a little bit more. Okay, set that right there. Okay, let's bring this in, and this is where we fold right here. And bring in your other pieces. There. Bring this piece in. And you do want to make sure it's down far enough so that it covers up at the bottom. So let's flip that back out. Put our glue under here. Put a little glue under here. And the good thing about this Tombow, you know, when you're putting these together, if you decide you want to move them around a little bit, you still have a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm going to put a little glue on here, and then a little glue on here. And I'm going to hold it a minute, because like I said, this one's a little bulkier than if you were doing designer series paper. Oh, so pretty. Love it. Okay, so the next step is you want to create your little leaves and background pieces here. So you don't want to glue these down yet because you're going to put your ribbon around it. So you just want to find out where they're going to be. I'm going to put that, you have to figure out. And this would be a good time for a glue dot. Not on your thumbnail. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to put your glue dot right here. And then put your two. Oh, my thumbnail really likes that glue dot. And I don't like that one. After it's taken the sticky off of it, we're going to get another one. So get another glue dot. Just pick it off with your pick tool. I'm going to bring these in. And I want them to kind of be together so that you can tie your ribbon around it really well. So the glue dot's going to help hold these together, but it's also going to help hold your ribbon when you're ready. So if you want to, I would even suggest take another glue dot and put behind where you're going to put your ribbon. Lay your ribbon down. And then that way it should hold it a little for you like you have another set of fingers or hands, another hand helping you, because this is a little fiddly bit, but it's well worth it once you, okay, let's figure out where we want this to be. So put this down here, and then we're going to add another glue dot to the back of it. So let's put the glue dot down here, and then it will hold your ribbon and your flower or your stem. So if you need to and the glue dot's not doing it, just come back in with some glue and go underneath it. Looks like it's gonna maybe hold this time. So then just do your ribbon. I'm trying to keep my fingers out of there so you can see how I'm tying it, but oops. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna turn it up this way so maybe I can keep my fingers out and you can see what I'm doing. Bows have always been a hard thing for me, but at least now I can do it. So let's just fiddle around with it just for a minute, get it pretty. Okay, right. So what you might want to do is you might want to put just a little dab of glue right underneath your stems where you want them to stay. Just a tiny bit, just the least amount that you can get away with. So then for mine, I did dimensionals. dimensional, and then that helps hold it down even more. Oops. Let's pop those on there. Pretty. So then you can stick your leaves in down at the bottom. Put your other one in. Oh, I had 3 there. Nope. I think I need it this way. Just stick that in there. Isn't it pretty? I like it. I hope you have fun with this one. I know it takes, just a little bit to put your strips down, but, once you do it, I think it looks pretty good. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm going to trim my ends of my ribbon up a little bit. And if you have anything missing from your kit, let me know. Sometimes when you're counting the flowers and the pieces of cardstock, sometimes you miss one. But if you do, let me know. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye-bye.